I took the Western Carolina University football team to the FBS in College Football 25, and we're about halfway through the first season, sitting at 3-4. Not great, but honestly, better than I thought we'd be at this point. Our spotty QB play has been a big problem for our offense. Our terrible O-line doesn't help much, but Elijah has just about as many interceptions as he does touchdowns. His accuracy is just so up and down, it's tough to get anything going offensively. Luckily though, we've committed 2 gem QBs in recruiting, so we're going to have a nice little QB battle in the upcoming season. But the only reason we've even been staying close in games right now is thanks to our standout wide receiver Marcus Wright and our star running back Cameron Walker. We're looking to see if we can keep that synergy going in our next matchup against our rivals Coastal Carolina, as they're one of our main rivals in this dynasty. But before we start the game against Coastal Carolina, I'm on the road to 500 subs. We've been so close. And if you guys have been enjoying that content, make sure you smash that sub button so that more people can see these types of videos and be able to join the community. I've been loved building this community and watching it grow. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys in the comments and see more about the dynasties you guys have been building. But right now, we got a rival to take down. Coastal Carolina, rivalry game. We've dropped the first 2 rival games of this season. And we only have this one and one more to go. Old Dominion's the only one at the end of the season. And we just have lost some tough, heartbreaking games, and we've been on a little bit of a slide. Lost 2 in a row at this point, and we really need to turn it around. But here we go. It's not going to be easy. We've got to keep pressing hard. Elijah Thompson, he's got to be better. 6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions is terrible. Just not how you want to start the season. We've got to find a way to get a balanced offense. So far, it's been so spotty if we've been doing much of anything. Get some nice first down, though, to the tight end, as we just got to take the safe plays. Sometimes it's just a matter of making the game simpler for your quarterback so he doesn't have to do so much. But right now, whenever you have no run game like this, it makes it very difficult to be able to do this. We had a guy open, and he just missed the throw. Definitely had enough room there, just overthrew it a little bit, and now it's time for the defense to show up. Defense has been kind of gashed for a lot of points over the past few games, and that's right to Grayson. He drops this pass right here. Look at how close that was. It hit him right in the hands. After the huge drop from Grayson Reynolds, we got to do something to get some momentum back, because that's just deflating. Another massive completion from Ethan Vasco, and that's a nice deflection. Sheldon Dennis really showing his athleticism there to get that stop. Good hit, but Ethan Vasco, very familiar name. Played with him at Kennesaw State in that dynasty. If you guys watched it, that's an open guy, and he's going to take that thing to the house. Unreal. Just a completely wide open touchdown for Coastal Carolina, and they're going to go up 7-0 already. And I believe that's Javen Simpkins too. Yeah, of all people, another Kennesaw player that we're playing against right now is just taking it to us. We got to be better than that. We got to find a way to answer on offense. That's a massive shot. Dylan Carter just went from green health all the way to orange as we get a nice little option pitch out to Cam Walker. And Cam's going to spin upfield, and he's down to the 50. What a run from Cam Walker, showing his burst of athleticism. We're going to get a little 4-yard run. I mean, we'll take those little runs. We'll try to hit him with a play action. And he just underthrew that. We just got to lob that a little higher there, Elijah. That is such a missed opportunity. Trying to just pick up first, so we just got to keep moving the chains. Cam Walker tried to get a little bit, though. He looks like he's got some burst every once in a while, but then Rick Smart just apparently lets us lose a ton of yards, as we just don't really have anybody open. Has to take the sack and punt it away as it's back to Coastal Carolina, and Javen Simpkins has another big run. Luckily, we get that tackle, or else that would have been a massive touchdown. But really, our defensive up front, like our interior linemen, are not getting a push at all on this Coastal Carolina team, as they are really just doing what they want. He has so much time, he missed the throw. Super lucky he missed the throw there. Brings up a 3rd down and 4, and he had just so many guys open. This year, our defense has just not been good. I mean, we can expect that with such a low team. Again, we started with a 60 overall team across the board, so the odds of us winning that many games are just not that high, to be honest. It's just not that high. As we get to the end of the first quarter, we're down 7-0 against our rivals. Can we find a spark to turn it around on offense? Because we just have had nothing really going for us. You know, we sometimes find a player that we want to focus on, like Marcus Wright or Cam Walker, and that was lucky. but then we just struggle to find a way to get our playmakers the ball, and we don't have very many of them to begin with. So they're going to line up for the field goal, and they will drill it to 10-0, getting ourselves in a hole already. Again, he's going to try to scramble with it, and he's going to fumble the ball, and luckily an offensive lineman picks it up. And guys, just turnover after turnover. Just what is Elijah doing? And that's just nothing doing there. Just another play for basically no gain. And where's the PI? We can't even get out of the backfield. Gonna have to punt it off. Just couldn't even get our running back out in space on a screen. Just a frustrating start to this game, especially against rivals too. We really need to be bringing our A game, and right now I think we're bringing an F game. Good tackle from Sheldon Dennis though, holding them to a 3rd down, and he's just so open. It's tough. We try to do a lot of man coverage. We try to do some zone coverage. It just doesn't really matter. I feel like we just don't have the athletes to be able to do really any sort of coverage, to be honest. And that is just so open. So much running room for Javen Simpkins, and another run to the outside. He gets down. He's so close to the end zone. We just have no answer for them as they run straight up the middle and score another touchdown on us. Their rushing attack is lethal, and we literally can't do anything to stop it right now. Can we get any points? Can we answer to some degree? And it's another fumble, and it's going to be a pickup for a touchdown. Oh my God. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by Elijah's fumble for a touchdown, we need to get something going. And even more so now that we're down by 24 points. Good job, Xavier Lee. Finding a way to get him the ball a little bit sometimes is nice, as there's just no running room. D-tackle is really demolishing our interior offensive linemen at this point. Brings up a 3rd and 2. A short situation, and he really underthrew that. Just not enough velocity on the ball there from Elijah, and it just puts us in a really tough bind. Good find to Marcus Wright. Honestly, just these little, like, 2-3 yard curls are the only things that we even have open. Jeez. Another TFL on the screen. We just don't have time to throw it downfield either. It's another 3rd and long, and it's probably going to be able to inch the sheds as we overthrow the open slant. We had the guy open. We're going to have to go for it here on 4th down. I mean, we have to find a way to do something, as we're just going to lob this thing deep and nowhere near it. So, yeah, I feel like we had to kind of go for it there, as we're already down by a lot of scores. And if they score on this possession, I mean, this game's going to be over, if it's not already over, as this is just an embarrassing performance, as Javen Simpkins is going to stiff arm our D-tackle to the dirt. And he picks up a 3rd and 19. You can't give up a 3rd and 19 on a run play, and it's right at him. Okay, I'm glad that he dropped it somehow, and that's almost picked by Blake. Oh, Blake Harrison, you gotta hold on to that, man. Play action fake, and we're gonna bring him down. Okay, so after we call the timeout, we get an opportunity. We get one more shot. We'll try the option. He spins upfield, and Cam gets a nice gain. Somehow not a first. I had to call a timeout because it was somehow not a 1st down. We're just going to kind of look at one shot here. Good pickup. Gets us 2 seconds to be able to have just enough time to be able to maybe reach the end zone here. Throw that deep, and it's... Oh, wow. Just dropped it. Hit him right in the hands, too. I mean, it wasn't going to turn into anything good. Just some stats, but a big drop from the tight end. Javen Simpkins, though, and the Chanticleers are absolutely demolishing us. And I don't know if we're going to come back from this one. Well, and they're starting off with the ball, so... Not as ideal. Defense just too soft right now. We just don't have the athletes to be able to keep up with these guys. And it's a shame because their team's not really that high of it overall, as Javen Simpkins gets another good run. Cuts back inside, and he's over across the 40. And they are threatening already in just a few plays. Wow. He just barely missed that throw. And then they just go right back to the run. Look at how wide open that running room is. This is just a completely wide open touchdown. I think that's going to be game, boys. So we'll go ahead and advance to the end of it, as it's 52-19, saving you guys the torture of watching that. We ended up getting some points on the board, but we just could not stop them. Oh, Javen Simpkins, almost 200 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Looking at our stats, we ended up putting Ryan Scott in for half the game just as the backup to let him get some experience, because Elijah Thompson did terrible. He threw for 68 yards. When your passer rating's higher than your yards. Cam Walker had 83, averaged a decent amount, but we got so far behind we just had to stop running with him. Receiving-wise, Xavier Lee leading the team in catches and yards, 71 of them. And we got a touchdown to Jordan Brooks and Marcus Wright. Defensively, Sheldon Dennis had 9 tackles, Grayson Reynolds with 10, a couple TFLs for a bunch of guys on the defense, and Ethan Blackwood and DeAndre Harris getting a sack. And interceptions wise, Rashad Johnson actually had a pick 6. It was the first pick 6 in our history. And looking at recruiting, Evan Rhodes commits to the program. Super excited for him as a deep threat wide receiver. He's got some pretty solid speed, it looks like, from the goal bar. So I'm excited to get something a little bit faster to throw to, as it's just been kind of tough. Stephen Roy, we're so close. I think we're going to have to put a visit on him. We have him for a week 11 visit just before North Carolina gets here, so maybe we got a shot to be able to get him, but I'm not confident in it whatsoever. So Georgia Southern, next matchup for us. This one's important. This is where Stephen Roy's come into the game. So here we go. Georgia Southern next opponent. They're 4-4 coming into our home territory. We gotta take it to them and get a win. We're starting to have a massive slump, and we don't want that to continue at all. Elijah Thompson has to play better. Boy, I love how these uniforms turned out. Kind of like these alternates. They're like a Carolina specialty alternate with the palmetto. But we got to get our offense roaring quick right out the gate, as that is a nice find. We'll take that. 3rd and 2. Let's see if we can run the ball, and barely gets it. Brandon Lewis. Let's go. Here we go. Starting to get some offense. Maybe Brandon Lewis is the spark we need. Don't know why that would be the case, because Cam Walker has been significantly better this year. But their pass rush is just coming after us right now, and we just can't get it off. Had an opportunity and just couldn't get the running back out of the backfield for another game in a row. We'll see how Georgia Southern's offense comes out, and that's a nice stop. Run defense was so terrible against the Chanticleers, and we really need to correct that. If we don't right that, we're going to have a long season, as we have him up in the seam, and he just missed him. Oh, he just couldn't get it there in time, and it's going to be almost picked. Can't wait to get a QB with a little bit more zip on the ball so we can actually complete some of these passes that someone's open. Instead, we have to just settle for all these short little curls and dump-offs, so we just can't get anything deeper down the field. And we're going to throw that thing deep, and it's... What? Look at this arm angle. I saw this from our QB. He got hit as he released it, and that's still made it 40 yards. I don't know how that even happened, but all right. I was wondering why it was such a bad throw whenever he was kind of open. But instead, hey, we still are going to find a way to move the chains. 3rd and 1, though. We're going to go with that fullback dive, and this has been such a good play for us. Got to find ways to get our running back in space, because Cam Walker can be a difference maker. He just can't get out there. A lot of times we try to find those running back screens. That's a good cut move, and he kind of gets bottled up on the offensive line, and we just can't even get those off, as that's a good find, and he missed him. Just underthrew it. Would have had him too. Good comeback to the ball for Marcus Wright. Great job coming back to the ball. Marcus Wright's been an animal for us, and that's another drop. Drops have just been another issue for us, as we'll try to do maybe a jet touch to Marcus Wright. Brings up a 3rd and 8 situation. We have a guy. What a throw. Elijah Thompson just threaded the needle to Dylan Carter for the touchdown, and we are finally on the board against Georgia Southern. We've been having such a difficult time on offense, and good job from Dylan Carter to box out that safety so we were able to get that touchdown. That's what we need. We need our senior wide receivers to step up. He's been having kind of a little bit of a down year, so it's nice to see Dylan Carter starting to get in the action. At the end of the first quarter, it's 7-0, and they only have 9 yards total. Really, it was a lot of milking the clock from our drive, though. They barely even had the ball. And that's probably a good thing, because I imagine the longer they have the ball, the more points they're going to score. Because we haven't really even found an identity on defense either. Like, can we rush the passer? Can we stop the run? Like, what are we good at? There we go, Blake Harrison. Exactly what we need from our guys right there, and that is not what we need. As he breaks a tackle and gets like 10 yards. Basically gets him back to a manageable situation. Perfect time for a play fake, and the blitz comes home. Holden Cooper holds him down for a sack. Good play from the senior. A lot of these throws from Elijah Carter that should be gimme throws are just so tough, and that's a good wide open window. Marcus Wright, though, is the guy to look for that. Just so unfortunate. I mean, he has some good throws, and then he goes right back to making a terrible throw and making you regret even having him as the starter. But it's a 4th down situation. We can't make a field goal from here. Our kicker can only make it from like 10 yards out. And he drops it. Marcus. I didn't want to jinx him with him being just such a good receiving threat. And then he drops that 4th down conversion. You just kind of have to think that that's such a momentum change. And Declan O'Connor is going to get the interception. And that's a huge takeaway for the Megalodons as we are still in front and we have the ball back at midfield. Oh my goodness, what a play from the defense. We've been asking for more takeaways and Declan O'Connor delivers. We just need the offense to be able to do something. We finally catch a screen. Gets about 7 yards off of it, but we finally are able to connect with one. As we're going to have a guy open and he drops it. So we have to go forward on 4th again because we just cannot pick that up with a field goal. There we go, finally. Xavier Lee making the good catch. He's the other one that's kind of like Marcus Wright. That's just pretty sure-handed. Try with the Wildcat, something a little bit different this time. And how do we not get the first? How is that not a first down? So after picking up the first down on the quarterback sneak, we'll see if we can hit it with a little slant play. There's really nothing open, so we're just going to scramble up the middle. And Elijah Thompson is going to walk in for a touchdown, one of his first rushing touchdowns of the season. And he is super pumped up as he's been leading this team to 14-0 over Georgia Southern. Are we actually going to get another dub here? Can we get our 4th win of the season? This would be fantastic. That nice little stutter step got the D tackle to hesitate for a minute. So maybe that's going to force them to have to throw the ball more. So maybe we can just kind of get our guys to pin their ears back and get those sacks. And look at that. We do. Get a sack on the first play on defense. And we go forward again, and it's another sack. Reggie Carter, I think, got in that time. It's been a bit since Reggie Carter's been in there for that. And what? How do we miss that? And oh no. Somebody please tell me that they're fast enough to be able to catch this guy. He's all the way to the 30, to the 20, 10, and he's going to take it to the crib. Unbelievable. How do we not make that tackle? That guy is dead to rights on a deep, deep down in distance for the first down, and he's going to take it all the way. Look at that. Grayson Reynolds is right there. They are, oh look, yeah, literally Gibbs' arm kind of flings back on Reynolds' hip. They brush each other right there. They hit each other, and Grayson can't get his arm on there to make a tackle. Just disappointing safety play, as this already a huge change. And somehow, like, it's undercut. The tight end didn't box out, and it's a pick. And now they have the ball in fantastic field position. What is happening? What was a 14-0 game is now 14-7. And they have the ball in the red zone. And they're just trying to scramble around good pressure. We've got 9 seconds. Try to hold them off the board. They're going to make the field goal. So a 10-point swing in like 30 seconds. Makes us from a 2-possession game to now this is super close in anybody's bowl game. Absolutely hate to see that whatsoever. Especially after Elijah Thompson making some plays he needed to be able to get us a lead. He's now just basically giving it all the way back. Great kick return for us as that's going to set them at the 11. We just don't want to be too aggressive though, as the blitz that we did left a touchdown right on the board. They do 2 straight screens in a row, and Declan O'Connor's there. You're not going to do 2 screens in a row. Look at that. He has a wide open man, and he missed him. Elijah Thompson misses the wide open guy. And so we'll have to dump it off. Gets a decent amount of it back, and Marcus Wright. And not fast enough. Another 4th down. We'll have to use another QB sneak. And again, if you guys remember, we can only choose a play 2 times in this entire dynasty. We have the play called limit at 2, so it makes us have to pick different plays. So we've already used our 2 QB sneaks, so we won't have it for the rest of the game now. That is such a big drop on 2nd and medium. We would have had an open guy in the middle, but our wide receivers wouldn't get off of each other, as that one's going to be underthrown, and just a terrible read in general, to be honest, from Elijah Thompson. What were you doing? We need to get a quarterback that's making better decisions out there. That is not why you guys watch this channel, not for a QB play. Good hit. Good defensive hit, but man, does it feel like the momentum has completely shifted. We got to do something. We got to get a play. We got to get a takeaway. Something that's going to change the tide. Because right now, it seems like all systems go for Georgia Southern. Even though we still have a lead, it just doesn't feel that way at this exact moment. As Georgia Southern has really been dominating the second half of this game, to be honest, at this point. That's just an incredible play from the QB. Scrambling out to his right and hitting the target as they're just continuing to make play after play, and they're all the way down into the red zone again. Another screen play. Great blocking from their O-line. I wish we had blocking like that. As they're right away down to 1st and goal at the 5. Just going to run with the QB, and he's in for a completely wide open touchdown, and they take the lead. The unraveling of us here is terrible, as there's just nothing going for us. So cold offensively. And Xavier Lee, good broken tackle. Finding ways to get Xavier Lee the ball more often might not be a bad idea. Good job, Marcus. It's really just find a way to get Marcus right the ball also. So we couldn't even get that screenplay off. And we have Darius Adams deep, and he's going to haul it in, and it's going to be a touchdown for West Carolina. Unreal. I thought he for sure overthrew that. As soon as we saw that red bar light up, I didn't think that there was a prayer that was going where we wanted it to be. But somehow, luckily, he threw it with just enough under it that Darius was able to run under that, and the cornerback wasn't able to get a chance to be able to deflect that. Wow, was that close. But hey, look at that. We're back in front with a minute left in this third quarter. Just got to find a way to get a good stop. Good hit, Declan. Declan O'Connor's really been decking them lately, as this just good tackling from the linebackers. Really wish some of the other position groups would be also leveling up their play more than just the linebacking core. But hey, we'll take what we can get. 1st and 10. Opportunity, can we put up some points? Wow, just couldn't get it off. Just didn't have enough time to be able to get that slant off. It would have been really open too. Good find though to Xavier Lee. This is the end of the third quarter, 21-17. 3rd and 1 situation, just hand it off to Cam. And we'll move the chains. Just so fast. Offensive line really needs to improve. That's a for sure thing. And wow, that felt like PI yet again. Just can't get our running back out from the backfield on those screen plays. As we're going to try that, it might have been too late. Yeah, that's a completely terrible read again for Elijah Thompson. And we just need to never throw the ball again. In the end, it was kind of like a punt on a 3rd and long. And that's just completely wide open. And he's going to have a touchdown. Wow, well that was quick. Not like a punt. That's like a 2-play touchdown for Georgia Southern. So that was quick that we had that lead. Let's see if we can try to get something going then. We definitely like playing with the lead, but we don't do it very often. We like to blow them a lot. And yeah, just we don't have a lot of people that we can rely on. I don't know why we can run the ball decently right now. It would have been nice to be able to run like that when we had the lead, because that would have been such an open guy. We just can't hold our blocks for enough time, and that was close. Not enough zip on the ball by a mile. Another bad throw from Elijah Thompson. Just bad throw after bad throw, and that's really a reason we can't close out these games, as that was somehow caught. DeAndre Harris really needs to do something on those. Luckily, they get an incomplete pass on a bad throw, and that's just wide open for another touchdown. Boys, are we going to lose this game? And what was a couple possession lead for us is now a 2-possession deficit. Just like that. So we really have maybe one more drive possession chance. That's open, and it's a nice throw. He actually hit him. We'll try to go no huddle with it because we need to score quick. I am so shocked that Elijah Thompson was actually able to make that complete pass. That was insane. So we'll try to go 1st and 10, then throws it. That was right there, and it's dropped. A good hit on Xavier Lee, forcing the incompletion. Has our open man, none other than Marcus Wright. 1st and 10 again. We're getting closer and closer to the red zone. Could be a good throw. He overthrows him. Had a good outbreaking route to the tight end. Just couldn't get it there. And dang, we got to just lead that a little more forward. Threw it too far to the left from an inaccurate pass. And we're just going to take the sack. So this is for all the marbles. 4th and long. We might have him. Yeah, we have him beat, and it's just underthrown. And that is going to do it. Dang, another loss where we had a lead. We gave up 21 points in the 4th quarter. And when you're giving up 21 points in the 4th quarter, you're not going to win a lot of games. I'm just going to be obvious about it. You're not going to win a lot of games if you're giving up that many points in the 4th. Just really falling apart. And Elijah Thompson had to throw the ball 51 times. I mean, he had 252 yards, but the 3 picks, terrible. His worst game of his career. Not a good day for him. Running-wise, also terrible. Terrible day. 3.8 on the ground. That is not a good average. We're not going to be moving the chains very consistently with that. Marcus Wright was one of the bright spots with 9 catches for 92 yards. Xavier Lee also 5 for 77. He had a solid day. Defensively, Declan O'Connor with 13 tackles. This is insane. 8 for Sheldon Dennis. 3 TFLs for Reggie Carter. He got that 1 sack. Holden Cooper and Kareem Scott also get a sack as well. And Declan O'Connor gets an interception. The defense just has to be better. We can't fall apart like that every week. Got another commit though, Greg McNitt. He is another wide receiver that signs with us, another physical receiver. He's 6'1". Looks like his gold bar speed's all the way at the top. That's sweet to see. Unfortunate though, Stephen Roy, after the loss, said, nah, I'm not going there. He's going to NC State. So we'll probably end up playing against him at some point during this dynasty, but not going to look forward to it. But Montel Meja, super close to being able to get this guy to commit. And Anthony Allen, also one of those other guys that we really want him to commit to. We're going to start going hard on this guy. His scouting just looks like he could be really, really good. As a power back, he's got good size and looks like he's got some good speed. Vernon Lyle, ECU, really trying after that guy. We're going to have to up that a little bit. Jared Moma, I see ECU's trying on him as well, but we're going to put a visit for week 14 onto him as a power rusher. We definitely need some more defensive line pressure, or even just something run stopping, something. Kind of the same thing we see here with LaRon Finger. I mean, first off, great name, but no one really going after him too hard, so we're probably going to put a decent amount of points onto him and see if we can sneak in there at the last minute. But we're falling 3-6 on the season right now, just having a terrible slide of losses, and it doesn't look like we're gonna be doing much of anything in conference play, which we assumed that, but it's kind of final now. And honestly, with just a few games left in the season, we got 3 to go. We'd have to win out to be bowl eligible. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. But hey, we can't give up now. We got to continue to go hard every day, every game, and we got to really take it to them. I mean, Marshall has a losing record. Old Dominion has a losing record. It's possible. Georgia State, they're not that great in the grand scheme of things. So we really could do it. We just need to go on a really, really good string of games right now. But here we go. This is a big game for us. If we lose this game, bowl chances pretty much go out the window. Any win is a good win for getting recruits to commit, because if we keep losing, we're going to lose all the recruits. But this is the game that eliminates our shot at winning a bowl game. Or even just making a bowl game for that, rather, not even expecting us to win a game by any means. Zach Gibson is their starting QB, 15-11. Touchdown interception ratio is not that insane. So hopefully we'll be able to take it to him, and Sheldon Dennis does. Oh, that was a good hit. Gonna dump it off into the flat, and Grayson Reynolds lays a big hit on him. Just laying some big hits, one after another, and wow, that was close. Holden Cooper was right there too, and they're just gonna dump it off. It's gonna bring up an early 3rd down. Can we get the stop? Almost picked. Rashad had another close interception a couple weeks ago and just couldn't hold on to it. So let's see how the offense does. I mean, we're backed up to our 4. Wow, that was almost the safety. Let's not get a safety. Good job. Cam Walker carving out some yards there. Brings up a 3rd and manageable. Can we get it off? No. So we'll have to punt it away, but at least we avoided the safety. So hey, that's one thing. Wow, he actually caught that off the bounce. And oh god, was a close one. That is not good. Starting position for them. They definitely won that field position battle. As they're starting the ball like at our 30. Good hit from Declan. Declan O'Connor decking him. 4th down situation. Field goal up and field goal good. Elijah Thompson dropping back to throw, and he hits him over the middle. Xavier Lee kind of coming on strong as of the last little bit there. Cam Walker, good run. Cam Walker's got that star badge underneath him. I think this is one of the first times I recognize that as him being a star. He might have been a star earlier. You'll have to let me know. Am I going crazy? But either way, it's been nice. Oh, wow, look at that. Elijah Thompson's making some decent reads right now. We're getting some people open. The offense is moving. We're clicking. Can we get some points up on the board? Let's hit Marcus Wright. Get him involved in the action. What might be nice to do is try this little PA fake from both, and they were not fooled for a minute. Their defense not fooled for a second. There we go. Open man Xavier Lee to the red zone. And we are threatening. Back to the ground game. Oh, I thought he could get back up. We were almost able to get back up, so we'll hit Xavier Lee on the outside RPO, and he's going to waltz it for a touchdown. And we are going to take the lead. Xavier Lee crowning himself as our new offensive MVP for this game. Let's go. Can we get someone else to take over? We haven't had any spark. Xavier Lee trying to be the spark for the squad, as we have been kind of clicking a little bit more offensively. Almost 6 yards of play is pretty nice. Just very open. We just don't really have people to be able to cover that, to be honest. It's going to be feeling so good when we get a little bit more athletes in here and we're start to able to have a more dynamic team. Did he catch that? He did, in fact, catch that, and it is a first down for them, which is incredible. So 2nd down and 5. They're going to go back to their jet touch, and they almost got it. Super close to the defense being able to make a stop, and we all guessed the wrong gap. It's a first down. Good running decision for the running back for Georgia State, and that one's deep, and it's going to be, somehow not picked. Holden Cooper had it right in his hands. He was holding the ball and just dropped it. That's such a good throw. Down to the 1. And it's a direct snap. We weren't expecting it. That's a touchdown. Great scheme from Georgia State. Really should have been an interception from Holden Cooper, and he just couldn't reel it in. So we're going to go back to offense again. Problem is our team is not a very fast team to answer. Somehow gets that off, and Cam Walker's going to get a positive gain. I don't know how we got a positive gain on that, to be honest. The RPOs have been working okay for us. Getting Dylan Carter involved in the action. Have a wide open tight end, and Jordan Brooks can't quite get the first. 2nd and inches. Can we hit him with a screen play to Cam Walker? We actually get it. He follows his blocks, and he's down past midfield. Cam Walker has been solid for us. Lucas Martinez needs to be faster. We really had a lot of running room there. He just wasn't quick enough to hit the hole. And just like that, it's a 3rd down situation. Again, we have so many of them. They couldn't get it off. So we punt it away. Huge hit from Sheldon. Sheldon Dennis really lays some massive collisions whenever he's running full speed. What a weird spin. I don't know how that spin move worked, but it definitely worked for no reason whatsoever, as they're just going to pick up more yards. On those little curl routes, I mean, our zones don't do much, but that will. Huge play from Andre Mitchell to get in there and get the sack. Brings up a 3rd and 10. They should be out of field goal range unless they pick something up here. They're just going to dump it off. What a decision from the QB. He waits till our middle linebackers bite down, and he hits him right over the top afterward. There's going to be a timeout call from Georgia State. They're trying to put up some quick points, and that's just easy. Right up the seam. And that's a free touchdown for Georgia State. Unbelievable. Not what you want to see, as we're going to go down 10 points at the half. Defense needs to make some adjustments. Offense also needs to get the ball moving, too. I mean, we have some drives that look good, and then other drives that just look so dead. So we need to cut that down. Get the ball to Brandon. No. Losing 3 yards. We tried some eye for him. We tried a lot of motion. Really not much has been working for us, and it looked like we might have had a step, but no. Dylan Carter has kind of been a letdown for us, to be honest. Not going to lie, as a #1 receiver. Cam Walker, though, getting a good spin. Not enough for the first. We have to punt it off. But Dylan Carter has not been the guy we've been wanting. Ooh. Oh, I'm so glad that that was an overthrow, because that would have been a free touchdown, as that's another sack from Andre Mitchell. He's really coming on strong here in the second half of the season. He's trying to catch up to Reggie Carter, who's currently our team leader in sacks. The 4th down, though, brings up a punt situation, and we go right back to getting sacked. Offensive line likes to take breaks often, and he drops it. Doesn't hold on to it. We do exactly what we're supposed to have done, and that's another fumble. Unreal. The amount of turnovers Elijah Thompson is doing right now, he's going to find himself getting benched. 2nd and 2 situation, wide open in route, and he's got some speed. He's dragging people with him. All the way down to just outside the red zone already. Play action is money. That was a great throw. That's a great throw from their QB, and it's so much room up the middle. Another touchdown. So, I mean, we have really one less chance. I mean, if we can't go down the field and score pretty much here, it's not going to be looking good. It's not looking good at all. I mean, we still have some time, so we can't be too upset. Thank goodness he didn't overthrow that man. And it's a 1st down pickup from Jordan. Going back to the RPO to Dylan Carter. Trying to make a man miss. He can't. Dylan Carter just not really elusive as a person, but Cam Walker is. And he's going to get a nice gain. Getting another 1st down. Get the ball back to Marcus Wright's hands. And he can't pick up much. 2nd and 7 situation. Open guy. And he holds on to it. Xavier Lee. But he's going to end up kind of losing some yards. Somehow we got forward progress or something from that, because I don't know how we actually got yards from that. Terrible sack, though, to end the 3rd quarter, as this is not looking great, boys. Not looking great. It's a big 4th down situation, and he can't find anybody open. I had to try to force that in there to the tight end and hope the jump ball would be successful, but it's back to Georgia State. Good tackle from Rashad. Rashad was barely able to get his hand on there to get a stop. And good hit from Grayson. Brings up a 4th down, and we get another shot on offense. Good find. Marcus Wright. We are across the 50 in just one play. Finding another guy. Gets 9 yards off of it. They're sending the house. We're able to get it off, and he overthrows him. Man, I hate whenever the blitz happens. We try to get it off quick. Good hands from Jordan. You just got to get the ball out fast. Their pass rush has done so much. And what are you doing, Lucas Martinez? Lucas, what is happening, Lucas? I'm scrambling out here. Elijah Thompson recognizes that this man's wide open, but you can't throw that here. So we try to get him to go upfield, anywhere upfield. Not a fast sprint, but just go upfield. He runs backfield, which gives us now no option, and we have to take the sack. Just incredibly terrible decision-making from Lucas Martinez, and it's now a 3rd and long situation. We try to scramble up, get a few yards, but it's just still not a field goal situation. We have to score a touchdown. That one is underthrown, nobody open, and that's how we're going to lose that game. 24-7, just couldn't get anything going offensively for the last 3 quarters, and something needs to change. I mean, this is terrible. Pathetic offensive showing for us, as this was a winnable game. It's going to make sure that we cannot make a bowl game at this point. Elijah Thompson, 21 for 31, 191 yards, 67% completion percentage, and a touchdown. He didn't really have that terrible of a game as far as stats goes. Maybe it's just O-line at this point. I don't know. But running-wise, still terrible, under 40 yards. Xavier Lee had 5 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. He was the only one that really did anything. All the other averages are just pathetic. Defensively, Sheldon Dennis, 7 tackles, a couple TFLs, and some sacks. Andre Mitchell had a sack and a half, which was real nice. But defense just, they didn't allow too many points, but they just allowed too many that we just weren't able to because our offense can't score enough points. But Montel Meja decided to commit to the program after that game. I don't know why you'd commit after losing to Georgia State, but hey, 92 speed for a power back, we'll take that. Next matchup, though, on the schedule is against Marshall, and we gotta get a win, boys. Can we get some sort of victory? Another away game for us. We only got one more game after this against Old Dominion, and we only have 2 more games left to impress the recruits. But we will be opening up this game with the ball, wearing the all whites. Let's see if we can get a little bit of momentum, get something to carry over to the next season, as there has not been a lot of positives. We don't even have 10 passing touchdowns, and we're on game 10. Actually, game 11. Not even game 10. We're 3-7. This is not good. How do we only have 9 passing touchdowns this is our 11th game? That's incredibly bad from Elijah Thompson. All right, 1st and 10. Let's do something, Lucas. Okay. Got to learn to just never give Lucas Martinez the ball again from what he did last week. I'm still not over it. But, hey, we'll get over it at some point, but it's not going to be for a little while. But there we go, Marcus, and he drops it. Drops are the death of us. I mean, that has been the story of this season. Drops have been absolutely killing us. I feel like if I had to sum up the story of what's happened in this entire first season, it's really been inconsistent quarterback play, bad O-line, and drops. And then the defense just gives up a lot of points. Good awareness from Declan, but we're still going to give up 3 on that. Could have been a little bit more there, but we'll get a good tackle. What is happening? He's still breaking tackles. Jordan Houston just running through our team like we're a bunch of first graders, just giving up so much space. And these guys aren't even that good, and he's just going to run up the middle for 15. Has 30 rushing yards on 2 carries. This guy's looking like CMC out there. Goodness. Can we get a stop? That is right at us. Another drop. And drops just go both ways on offense and defense. And they won't drop it as they're going to walk in for a touchdown. Unreal. Had an opportunity to get an interception. Instead turns to a touchdown. And we're down 7-0 to Marshall already. I don't know. This no-huddle offense from Marshall sounds like another JMU situation. I don't have a good feeling unless we can get some points up quick. Because they are a team that seems like they like to boat race. We are not a boat racing team because our boat has a hole in the bottom of it. So we can't even get in the water. As that one almost got intercepted. Just not enough arm strength for him or accuracy. So that's a good punt immediately again. Hey, at least our punter's getting a lot of work. I mean, his leg's going to be sore. Look at that. Look at that insane punt. To the 2. Like, we have a world-class punter because we give him reps here at West Carolina University. We put a great amount of emphasis on getting the perfect punter for our team because we know we're going to use him 10 to 15 times in a game until we're able to improve offensively. So, there we go. Wow, how's he not fumbling? This man is just taking hit after hit. How is that not... Oh, okay. End of the first quarter, just a pathetic outing again for West Carolina. I mean, is there a different story at this point? Do we have bright spots on this team to look at? I mean, I would like to think Cam Walker's one of them, but to be honest, every time I try to talk him up, there we go. Jalen Rice getting an interception. I thought we were going to drop that for sure, but there we are. Jalen Rice putting us right back in the game. Let's do it. Can we get some points up on the board? Good, fine throw, and he dropped it. Oh my gosh, the drops are going to have me have an aneurysm. Can we get a first? Oh, we're so close. To be able to fight through Heisman difficulty on these sliders is just a tough feat. I don't know how we won 3 games at the beginning of the season just as easily as we did, because I really thought we were going to maybe get 1 in this entire season. I thought FCS was going to be the 1 win. There we go, Marcus Wright for a touchdown, and we've tied it up. Unbelievable. We are back in this game. It's 7-7. But I don't know if I can trust that we're going to score more points than 7. To be honest, I haven't seen it in our offense since. And that is going to be a break of... Are you kidding me? He's going to get a kick return, and all the motivation and morale is just gone immediately again. The air just sucked out of us. 14-7. Can we get something? Good throw, Marcus Wright. Marcus has been the only bright spot in this game right now, and that's a drop. Xavier Lee, that's uncharacteristic for him. I mean, the whole team drops everything. Like, we couldn't catch a cold right now. We have both feet. We have 2 left feet, 2 right feet, whatever you want to call it for hands. We can't catch anything. We've got bricks up there. And the defense just likes to spectate more than play. That's been pretty much what it is. As we brought up a punt situation just barely, though. But that's a good drop. Honestly, if we could turn drops into points, we might win the game. Might win the game. That's how many we've had right there. That was not a great throw. Just don't have the quarterback to throw enough zip on that. Jordan Houston has 52 rushing yards already. That was overthrown barely by them. Super glad that Pennington just not able to hit that one there, and he steps out, but he gets the first. I was kind of surprised that they gave him a first down there. There we go, Sheldon. Another interception. We're getting 2 takeaways in this game. I mean, is this the first 2 takeaway game we've had this year? It might be, oddly enoug. I don't remember another one. Just nobody open. Nobody open at all on that first down situation. And wow. Monroe Beard the third just getting back there so quick. We'll try to use our blockers with Cam Walker, and it's not going to be the first, but another flag on top of it. So we'll punt it away, and they go right back to picking up first downs. 8 first downs for them already. Just under pressure, and the sack is going to get there. Rashad Johnson gets back there on the sack. Sometimes we just got to send a blitz. Send the safety, send everybody. Whew. Glad that was also an overthrow. Brings up a 3rd and 20. Knowing them, they'd pick it up on the QB draw or something. 4th and 5. Have an opportunity for a field goal. It is up, and it is good. So 17-7 at the half. Elijah Metcalf doing things out there. Getting points. Man, it's 5-6. But they'll start with the ball again at the half. Can we get a stop? I mean, it's still only a 10-point game. I mean, it's still potential, but that is not potential, as Jordan Houston has so much room to the 20. 99 yards on 9 rushes. Can we get him 100? He does have 100. It almost feels like we're trying to have this man score on us. 3rd and 5. Holding him to a field goal would be a little bit better, and no, just a stinking curl route for 15-yard curl. And obviously it's going to be Metcalf. 24-7. Our hope is diminishing with every passing play. First down from Xavier gives us a little bit more of an opportunity. Dylan Carter gets to the outside, and he's going to go down the sideline to the 40. We are driving a little bit better there. Can we get the man open? Just have to throw it out. Maybe would have had the tight end on the crosser, but it would have been a little bit of a risky throw, and he's just not going to hold on to it. Really would have been a tough catch. I mean, he did get nailed as he caught that pass, too. 4th down situation. Kind of got to go for it. Can't make a field goal from this distance, and can't throw either. So, yeah, it's pretty much make a defensive stop right now, or we're not going to win this game. 3rd and 7. And even if we do make a defensive stop, doesn't mean we're going to win the game. We haven't been able to score, period. What a catch. Our guys couldn't catch like that, ever. Great throw, just on the outstretched hand of Declan O'Connor, as they're just going to have so much room to run again for Jordan Houston. He's down into the red zone. A huge piece of running, just non-stop for them, as we do get the tackle. Somehow get the tackle. It takes 2 guys to bring him down. Good hit from Sheldon. He's forced fumbles on hits like that before. Would be great if he could do it again, but instead it's going to be another touchdown to guess who? Mr. Metcalf for his 3rd touchdown of the day. This guy looks like DK Metcalf out here. As we're going to put in Ryan Scott for the backup. Let's get Elijah out of here. So maybe this is the spark we need for the backup QB in. I feel bad for Elijah. He just doesn't have a lot of time. Oh, God, that was terrible. It might even be worse than Elijah Thompson. No time. Just don't have any time at all to throw the ball, and I feel like that's half of our problem. O-line just doesn't give us enough time to even let the plays develop, as that's a ton of running room for Ethan Payne. And boy, if they score one more time here, this game is over. Cuts it to the outside, and Jordan Houston inside the red zone. Down to the 13-yard line, the fake, and then handoff to the main man. He's down to the 2. Really no way we stop this, right? Wow, that was a good stop. 4th quarter now. Throws it to the wide open man in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, and that's going to do it. Just kind of rolled over the last half of that game, 52-7. I don't even want to talk about that one. That was awful. We had 157 yards of total offense. That's ridiculous. 130 yards for Elijah Thompson. Ryan Scott just got bum rushed all game long. At least we got Elijah some rest, because he's used to just getting his ribs knocked in 500 times a game. Cam Walker, terrible stats with only 3.5 per carry. Yeah, we had one guy over 50 yards, Marcus Wright. Defensively, 8 tackles as the leader was Sheldon Dennis. He had a couple nice tackles. Only had 4 TFLs total for this whole squad. Rashad Johnson got a sack. Jalen and Sheldon both get a pick. But we'll get an upgrade for our coach. So that's a positive. You know, we got to take those little positives when we can get to it. We already have a decent amount of the upgrades that I think that we want at this point. Leveling up is just so slow when you're losing games like this. Only level 6 right now. It's tough. We need the fully scouting stuff because that's the main reason we can find gems or not, since we have such big restrictions on who we can go for. So I don't think the increased starting interest is going to really help us by any means, because we can only get like 40 people a year anyway at max. So who really cares if they're more interested in us or not? I think we might need to go for D-line. Yeah, let's do fully scout D-line and get some more recruiting actions for our defensive line. And then we probably should, with the next upgrade, do the running backs and linebackers. But Anthony Allen is looking closer and closer to being able to sign with us. Marlon Hope looks like he's going to be a for sure lock here very shortly. Vernon Lyle is so neck and neck. We need to have a good week 14. Jared Moma, kind of the same situation. If we kill it in week 14, that's going to be a great thing for us, because that's going to be 2 recruits just straight up right there from that visit, not even including Marlon Hope. So we could get 3 guys to commit maybe just from that week alone. That would be awesome. Ron Marshall looks like another guy that we would really love to have as a physical wide receiver. Looking at the college football playoff, Boise State up there at the 12 seed. And wow, Boston College is the number 1 seed in the college football playoff. Thomas Castellanos got to be playing out his mind right now. Spotlighting some of the seniors for this season, Kadeem White is a senior cornerback. He's not been the best, not been the worst. He's just kind of as terrible as everybody else is on the squad. He's a senior who's going to be leaving at the end of the season. Another senior is going to be Holden Cooper. He's made some pretty good plays. Where he's had some nice sacks, some good tackles. He's got some good hit power. And Dylan Carter is the last one on there. He's also another senior again. Kind of the guy that's been a little bit of a letdown for us as a wide receiver. Old Dominion, though, kind of a lower overall from who we've been playing. They're a 74 overall, not as high as the 78s, the 80s that we've been playing. But they're a true rivalry game. This is a reignited rivalry. This is an old school FBS rivalry with West Carolina versus Old Dominion, and now we're reigniting it in the FBS. Let's end this season with a win. Let's get one more win. Grant Wilson coming out here. He's got 19 over 13 for his touchdown interceptions, which isn't going to blow you out of the water by any means. But okay, first play of the game, Devin Roush with a nice play. He gets a huge run and then gets a shot on him too. That almost got picked. DeAndre Harris, can you step in front of the receiver, please? Just so unlucky. Devin Roush is going to have an animal of a game. I can tell you that already. This man looks so elusive right now. 2nd and 8 situation. They could honestly just run the ball all day long and it would go well for them. Blake Harris, a nice sack. That's huge, actually. That's really, really huge. Bring up a 3rd and long. Getting them out of field goal range. Looks like they're going with a screenplay, and it was open. Whew, at least we escaped there without allowing any points. So let's go out on offense. Can we start off strong? Let's do something crazy. Let's do something different. Let's score. Let's get some points on the board. Get them early. We're wearing the blackout unis. We wear those at home. We get our crowd involved and in the game. What a spin move from Cam Walker. Holy cow. That was such a good move from him. That was something I haven't really seen in a bit. Why is he so open? Marcus Wright with a spin move. Gets a little back choke and he's down to the 5. Marcus Wright making a play. Get the ball in his hands and let him go to work. Marcus Wright doing what he needs to. Why in the world is Elijah Thompson's name on that screen? He threw that such a terrible, it was a low pass. He got to him, but that was all Marcus. Can't be giving Elijah credit for that whenever Marcus is making some animal plays. There we go, Elijah Thompson runs it into the end zone and gets a touchdown. Good decision making for Elijah. That's so much better. When you know you can't throw it into the end zone, don't throw a pick. Just use your legs and score the touchdown. He's got 82 speed, use it. So here we go, up by 7. Defensively, can we get a stop? DeAndre can't. DeAndre plays so far back on those little curl routes. He's just giving up 15 yards after 15-yard play. Devin Roush literally could get the ball all day long and it would go well for them as he's going to break a tackle. And they might just go all the way. DeAndre's barely fast enough to get him. Grant Wilson finding the man, but the receiver made a huge play as that's a wide open touchdown. Devin Roush into the end zone. We knew it was a matter of time. This man's a beast. Devin Roush just making play after play. Cam Walker, though, looking elusive. We love to see, occasionally Cam looks good. Not like that. That was really the center, though, getting blown up. But he looks so fast sometimes and looks slow other plays. I don't know what's up with him. He's not consistently, using his acceleration well. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just he needs a higher def. Is that the problem? The 3rd and 5 situation, he's still our star, so we got to get him the ball. Good catch from the tight end. Good job holding on to it. Picking up the first. Just pick the easy plays. Make it easy on your low-level quarterback. Honestly, a 59 overall quarterback, I don't think I've ever run with one that low for an entire season, and it's tough. But we're at 7-7, and somehow have a 100% completion percentage with him as that low of an overall, which is actually kind of crazy. But second quarter of play, we'll go back to little slant routes. Can we get it off? No. Overthrew Marcus Wright. There goes 100% completion percentage. Literally the play after we said that he had it. And get the ball back to the star. I just wish the O-line was a little bit better to be able to give Cam more of an opportunity to shine. Because I really feel like he could be our workhorse back. He just doesn't have the opportunity to shine whenever we're getting blown up. Good find from Elijah. Elijah Thompson's actually on fire now. Brandon Lewis has some daylight. And that's a touchdown for Western Carolina. As we are going to go back up in front by 7 in this intense rivalry game. This one could be a shootout, boys. I don't think we've ever actually played in a shootout. I don't think we can sustain that level of offense. Oh, that was so close. Good deflection from DeAndre Harris as that could have been a touchdown. Devin Roche, so good. 69 yards, nice for him already. 6 minutes left here in the second. He breaks the tackle and gets 1 yard away from the first down. He's just so good at always being able to find space. Huge sack from Blake, though, is going to bring up a punt situation. You could not have asked for a better play defensively from him. Blake Harrison has really been stepping up. I honestly want to put him as one of our defensive studs of the season. Sheldon Dennis, probably Blake Harrison, are probably my 1-2. Maybe Declan O'Connor would probably be my top 3 for defensive players for this entire season, as this nice little run to the outside. Defensive line played okay, played really, really well for the solid first half of the season. Reggie Carter had a ton of sacks and did really well. And then Andre Mitchell has kind of come on strong as of the last few. As what is that? That was terrible. We tried to throw it out of bounds. That was almost a horrifying interception. Luckily, they couldn't catch, as that really could have been a touchdown. And he caught that over 6'7" Shelton Dennis. What? Okay. But a 2nd and 9 situation, they're going to run the ball back to Devin Roche again. He's having a real solid day. As far as thinking about the offensive players who have been studs for us, great job, Blake Harrison getting back there, holding them to a potential field goal, and it is good. So they'll be up all on the board. It's 14-10. Offensively, again, Marcus Wright's probably been our most consistent and best player. What a terrible throw. That was such a wide open tight end, too. Elijah Thompson, I can't put him in there. He's not having a good year by any means. Couldn't even float that enough either. Could have been a really nice pass, just wasn't able to complete it to him, and Marcus Wright drops it. But yeah, Marcus, I think the occasional Xavier Lee's been pretty nice. But Cam Walker and Marcus are probably my 1-2, and if I had to pick a third, it'd be Xavier Lee. Love to know what you guys think. You can let me know in the comments who you think's been our best offensive and defensive players, and is there anything we need to change? Probably going to be switching up our coordinators, I would assume, in the next season. Definitely would like to get some higher prestige ones. Good job holding them to a missed field goal. Let's do it. But again, as we change coordinators, we will have to change schemes with them, as Marcus Wright is open, and he's going to run that thing down to the 10. It's a foot race to the end zone for a touchdown for Western Carolina, as we're going to push this to a double-digit lead now over the Monarchs. 21-10. Great play offensively for us, as we got to hold them. Another stop defensively for the half. I'd love to go up by 11 points at the halftime. Big third down situation, really their last hope. Unless they're going to go for it on fourth, they won't. So at the half, 21-10, West Carolina, and we're going to start off with the ball. Let it go out of the back of the end zone so we can just get this up to 25. Read options, nothing. Try the read option, we haven't really done a lot of them, and I feel like I wish we could. As we're going to try to scramble out a little bit with Elijah Thompson. Can he cut back upfield? He can. Wow, can we not fumble, please? Thank you. Really thought we might be fumbling the ball there, as Elijah just didn't get a lot of space. Tries to scramble out on the comeback. He just didn't get a fair under it. Really could have been a magnificent pitch and catch there, as it's another big sack from Andre Mitchell. Andre Mitchell again trying to prove me wrong for this defensive line thing I was talking about earlier. 3rd and 9 situation over the middle, and it's going to be a perfect catch. We just can't stay in front of the receivers. That has been an issue. Oh my gosh, another open man over the middle. Grant Wilson's up over 200 yards on the day. I feel like he had an open guy over the middle there, and we just can't cover every single person. A huge hit. Declan O'Connor getting a good hit on him, but they're going to pick up the first for free. 1st and 10. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. 2nd down situation. They're going to run out to the right side. Gang tackle says no. It's a big 3rd down, and it's a screen play. Can we stay in front of Devin Roche? Good tackle. That's a massive, massive tackle from Ethan Blackwood. The field goal is up, and it is good. Back to a 1-possession game. We can't get off the offensive line. Let's see if we can do something here on 2nd down. We'll try to go a little play action. Nobody open, though. Can we throw it over the corner's head? And we will. To Marcus Wright. Gets a nice, huge pickup. Great play from Elijah Thompson to tell Marcus Wright to change field. Horrible O-line. Horrible, horrible O-line. Just no time at all in the pocket. There we go. Jordan Brooks gets the first. Good route from the tight end. And the run game, how's he get yards? I don't know how he even gained yards on that play. It was actually kind of incredible. We're able to playmaker our guy upfield, and he actually threw a perfect lob to the 4. Elijah Thompson is actually playing well. I didn't think I'd ever say those words in my life, and Marcus Wright can't get that outside. Can we go Wildcat formation to Brandon Lewis to the outside for a touchdown? Our Wildcat formation has been our money in the goal line this whole season, and why not bring it out again? This is probably one of the biggest leads we've had. And a fumble! An immediate fumble from Sheldon Dennis. And Western Carolina is going to recover the ball. Blake Harrison falls on it after the Sheldon Dennis demolishing hit. That is what we need to see from our 6'7" safety. This guy's got a ton of power. Why not use it? So sad we overthrew Jordan Brooks. That's a for sure touchdown. Wow, that was also a for sure touchdown. 2 in a row that we just can't get off. And can we get the first? We can. It's 4th and 3. End of the 3rd, 28-13. Question is, do we go for it or not? The answer is no. I think we got to take the safe points. 31-13. It's a decent lead. Can we protect it, though, is the question. We've had so many games where we have just given up points. Oh my gosh, what a throw from Grant. Grant Wilson just throwing the ball through a needle. Like, dang. And oh my gosh, totally demolished Jamal Mitchell. Unbelievable. How do we give that up? Gave up a touchdown just immediately right after I said we had a nice little lead. Xavier Lee, nice move from him on that little juke move to get some space. Might have him over the top. We just can't get it off. We got to try to see if we can keep the ball on the ground. We got to keep the clock moving. This brings up a 3rd and 4 situation. We got to pick up the first, though. It's super important to be able to do that. Do we have enough speed from our QB? He's going to do it. That's a big mistake from Elijah Thompson. I wish we would have been able to stay in bounds on that, but he breaks the sack, and he's going to run down the sideline all the way down and inside the 30. As he goes out of bounds yet again, but gets a huge pickup. So maybe we don't have to be that cautious. Good hit from the pressure, and we're just going to dump it off to Cam Walker. He's going to juke back upfield and gets tackled. 3rd and 4 situation. If we can put up some points here, I think we can end this game effectively. 4th-and-1 situation. I think we got to go for it. I think if we make this, we can really just end the game. Cam Walker's going to do it. Cam Walker's able to get the first down, and we're able to continue to milk clock. We're just going to put this thing on milk clock, and Cam Walker's going to run through him into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's going to do it. They end up scoring a touchdown in garbage time, and so do we. But 45-34, as we end up getting the win, that should be a massive win for our program. Elijah Thompson played quite well, throwing for 284 and 3 touchdowns. The recruits should be impressed from that one. Elijah had 2 touchdowns. He kept the turnovers to a minimum. He had none. And had 64% completion percentage. Cam Walker, Elijah Thompson, and Brandon Lewis all had a rushing touchdown. Cam Walker having 57 yards, and Elijah actually had 5.5 average, which is quite impressive for us as a quarterback. He was able to use his legs much better in this game. Marcus Wright and Cam Walker both having 7 catches. Marcus, though, had 133 yards and a touchdown. He really showed up today, as we need people to step up. And they don't do it consistently at this low of an overall. Declan O'Connor led the team in tackles with 9. Sheldon Dennis had 8. 3 TFLs for Andre Mitchell and Blake Harrison, who's also really come on strong lately. So glad we have him for another season. Couple sacks for the squad. And let's get to this offseason. Blake Harrison wins the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week, and he also wins the National Player of the Week. We got some more commits. Marlon Hope, the center, did commit after that game. Vernon Lyle ended up choosing us over ECU, which is massive, and Jared Moma also loved the program and joins us too. So super pumped. That visit went so well for us in a big win. Just still so many people that want to leave, but I think it's time. We are going to fire both of our coordinators. Offensively, we have not done it this year. We took till the 11th game of the season to even score 10 passing touchdowns. That is a fireable offense. Defensively, we blew so many leads, had so many Swiss cheese teams, it was terrible. We're firing them all, we're cutting the strings, we're starting over. We might have to change our offensive and defensive schemes, but you know what? Hey, we need to do it. We need to get some higher prestige in here for our team too. That'll help to get some more recruiting talent to join the program. Maybe we can get some nice bonuses from their skill trees too. Looking at the Sun Belt Championship, we got Coastal Carolina against the Ragin' Cajuns. And Deshaun Conway, the left end, he's going to commit to the program here towards the latter half of the season. But Drew Aller is going to win the Heisman. 26 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 2,800 yards. It's not insane stats, to be honest. I'm not really sure how he won the Heisman. Cameron Walker is going to be a second-team All-American in the Sun Belt Conference. And we got, for freshman All-Americans, Xavier Lee is on the board, Sheldon Dennis, and Glenn Roberts. So that's really the only awards that we got this year. Final score, Louisiana just demolishes Coastal Carolina 40-14. And so we ended the season 4-8. We got our coach goal to win 4 games. We squeaked it through the last game of the season, but we kind of got obliterated in most of these games, not going to lie. Defense did not do well. Offense did not do well. We had some bright spots here and there, but that's kind of what we expected. 60 overall program. We're not going to be amazing. We're going to get demolished. So it's a matter of winning the games that we can so we can get some recruits and head to the offseason to bolster that lineup. Kerry Maines used to be the head coach of Ball State, and I feel like he would be a perfect offensive coordinator for us. I'm looking at some of his stats that he has, and in the skill tree, he's got a decently high motivator trait. He has architect, which I love, and he has recruiter. So that's 3 really good trees that I really like. He's got that pro-style scheme, which I could definitely roll with a pro-style offense. So we're going to give him an offer. Hopefully he will agree to it. Defensively, this D'Angelo Cantu, pretty solid guy looks like. He's got a lot in motivator. A little bit in tactician and some in recruiter. We'll go ahead and give him an offer. He's got the SoCal pipeline. SoCal and Mississippi don't really give us that many perks, to be honest. And he's got a 3-3-5 defense, so we'd have to change from a tight to just the 3-3-5, which would be a little bit of a change. And it's time to see what our dev traits are. So Kevin Dietrich is normal. We got elite dev from Montreal Masia. That is amazing. An elite dev running back already for a 3-star? 92 speed, this guy's going to be a beast for us. Dennis Husman's got impact dev. Vernon Lyle's impact for a wide receiver. Love that for 6'5" height too. BJ Brahms at QB is impact dev. Absolutely love it. Same for Taylor Rambo. He's also impact dev, so we could definitely have a QB battle now. Marlon Hope's normal. It's unfortunate. Jared Moma is impact dev. That's good. Elite dev for Billy Turner, the cornerback. I'm kind of shocked by that, but I love it. Evan Rhodes is impact. Russ Westbrook's impact. Impact for Deshaun Conway. Greg McNitt is normal dev. Jared Myers is normal. And we're currently rocking with the 33rd class in the nation. Looking at our final season stats, Elijah Thompson just under 2,400 yards, which is actually surprisingly really close to the record for passing yards in a season. He had 12 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, so just not a good year. Not a good year by any means. Completion percentage, not good either. But hey, we actually almost broke the record for passing yards. He has a deal breaker too that he wants to throw for more yards, which you're the QB, dude. You should probably throw for more yards if you want to. Cam Walker had 642 rushes, 4.5 average, 4 rushing touchdowns. We just really couldn't get it going, rushing the ball. To be honest, we really couldn't get it going at all. I don't think we had a lot of push from the O-line. Marcus Wright ended up leading the team in receptions and in yards, which we all could have assumed that. He had 4 touchdowns also. On top of that, Xavier Lee, 48 catches for 618. He had a pretty solid season. Cam Walker also having some receiving yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. Dylan Carter kind of just a letdown year, like I said, only 24 catches. And Darius Adams had some nice big catches, 110 on just 9 catches. Defensively, Sheldon Dennis leading the team in tackles with 87 of them, 78 for Declan O'Connor. TFLs. Reggie Carter, 18 TFLs on the season. Again, that's going to be our team record for TFLs, since we're now keeping that as a stat record. He had 8.5 sacks too. Andre Mitchell adding in 6.5. He really came on strong in the second half of the season. Reggie Carter really fell off the face of the earth, having 6 sacks in 2 games and then only getting 2.5 the rest of the year. Rashad Johnson had 2 interceptions, same with Jalen Rice. But 2 interceptions was our team lead. That's tough. 5 deflections for Grayson Reynolds, and both Sheldon and Reggie Carter had 2 forced fumbles. And here we go. Both coordinators agreed to the deal. We're going to get Kerry and D'Angelo to join the squad, so we'll be switching to a pro-style offense. We're going to use Texas to at least start the season, and then we're going to be using the 3-3-5 defense for next year. Looking at the national championship game, it's going to be Penn State versus Oklahoma State, as Miami was so close. But Oklahoma State is going to end up getting the dub. They win 48-34 over Penn State, and Oklahoma State's winning the Natty. Now looking at the players I want to transfer out, got 5 of them here, really ones that we kind of care about at all. Probably Declan O'Connor. Can we get him? No. Of course, we can't get him to come back to the squad. Elijah Thompson, I'm not super worried about him coming back since we have those other 2 gems. He's not going to start. But he could be utilized as maybe a running back or something. No. Okay, well, Lucas Martinez, definitely don't care about you. You can leave. You messed up our play that other week. I still haven't forgiven you too. And, of course, you actually would stay. I figured just for fun I'd do it because I know he'd do it to spite me, and he did. All right, boys, it's time for the transfer portal. So, again, house rules for the transfer portal. We are still restricted to 3 stars and below. For our prestige level is not high enough to be able to warrant us getting any better players. We're still stuck to the states of North and South Carolina, since that's the region our team's from. But we're also able to get prospects that were playing at a school that was from the state of North or South Carolina. So this Adam Randall is a perfect example of this, as he's a 3-star player. He's from the state of South Carolina, but also he was from Clemson, which also makes him eligible. So looking at other players who hit that criteria, Vic Burley, you see up in the top corner, he's from Georgia, which would not make him eligible, but he's a 3-star and he played at Clemson. So Clemson is in South Carolina, which makes him eligible. So we're going to be going for him, and he looks amazing. Adam Randall, again, that guy that I showed you earlier, he looks awesome. 92 speed, 89 spec catch. He's got 50-50. We love to see that. Would absolutely be thrilled to have him on the squad. Wyatt Wright, another guy. He's got 90 excel, 82 zone coverage for the linebacker. Zaire Patterson looks like a beast with 82 power moves and 89 excel. Caden Sullivan also looks real nice as an outside linebacker. And Anthony Allen is going to commit to the program. Ron Marshall commits to the program also. Vic Burley transfer in from Clemson. We got him to join the squad. Wyatt Wright ends up joining the squad. Zaire Patterson, let's go. Can we get the whole squad? Caden Sullivan comes in here. Chase Simmons, another transfer player joining the team. Tyrell Davis from Georgia Southern, he comes in here. And we got another upgrade. I think we should probably just put on the scouting for both linebackers and running backs. Now we can get the scouting for all of the positions except for kicker. We're able to look at the other coordinators' skills now. So our OC looks like he's got a little bit in recruiting, should help us a bit in scouting. In his motivator tree, he's got not really much of anything that important, but helps us stay hot a little bit better on the offensive side of the ball. Architect situation, he's got all the nice random skill cap increases. Absolutely stoked to have that. That's such an underrated skill. D'Angelo Cantu, now our defensive coordinator. He also kind of dabbles in recruiter, not really much of anything super important except for D-line. Looking at the tactician tree, he's also got a level 2 boost for pretty much most of the defense, which is nice to see. And motivator, dang, he's got like the whole motivator tree like maxed halfway anyway. So that should be massive. He really gives a massive bonus in the offseason boosts for the whole defense, and he's probably going to be working towards offense too. So that's awesome. So National Signing Day now. Got the squad completed, and we're able to look at the dev traits of everybody else. Vic Burley's got star dev. That's awesome to see. As he's a freshman, this man's going to be a beast. Star dev for Adam Randall. That's a huge increase for our wide receiver room. Tyrell Davis is normal dev. Kind of unfortunate. Zaire Patterson, star dev for an edge rusher. Caden Sullivan's going to be impact development. Wyatt Wright ends up being also impact development. Nick Campbell is impact development also. And Chase Simmons is normal dev. Then Ron Marshall's normal dev. And lastly, Anthony Allen is, normal dev. That's sad. He looked like he was going to be a stud. But we end up getting the 46th ranked class. We have 26 3-stars, which ends up being pretty solid. I mean, I'm not upset at that at all. That's a really high class. We actually ranked 20th in the country from just the transfers alone. So we had a really, really solid transfer portal, which would really make a solid impact. We have 8 total transfers in, 7 of them on defense and 1 on offense. An early knock has us up to a 65 overall, but we haven't really done any of the cuts and nothing's really advanced yet as far as player development. But Vic Burley's up to a 79 overall. That's real nice. And he's got gold duress, silver pocket disruptor, and silver takedown. Jeez, this guy's going to be insane. We'll look at the rest of the squad here after we're done moving some players around, but Ron Marshall looks like he could be an amazing tight end for us. He's going to be a 68 overall to start, but he's got some nice speed at that tight end spot. He's going to have 91 speed for us, which should be significantly better than the slow guys we've had before. And, what? How are we at level 24? What did I just do? To go from level 6 to level 24? I have 170 coins to upgrade my coach. What? What did we do in the off season? How did I level up like 17 times? I think I was level 7, maybe 8, something along those lines. But yeah, let's just max out tier 3 on everything right now. It's going to be a massive boost for us for next year. Having enough points to pretty much do everything that we want to. Recruiting should pretty much be maxed out at this point for everything that we would feasibly want to do until we could get elite recruiter, if ever, whenever we have some restrictions on recruiting. But we're also going to go unlock the motivator tree. We want to have that because the ultimate goal is we want to get down here to the architect tree. That is just such a great overpowered tree. That with the motivator combo is really, really good for these low overall teams. We do need to unlock tactician though to be able to get to architect. And now we have 110 points left, so I think we got to focus on some of the skill groups that have more players in them. So probably something like D-line, offensive line, and defensive backs is probably what we need to focus on. Maybe even like receivers down the road. But I think for right now, we'll probably focus on those 3. Well, boys, the team shot through the roof. We're at like the mid-70s now. Still a 1-star school, which is sadness. We're still going to be a 1-star program, but Ryan Scott, 68 overall is where we have him currently, even though we're going to have some freshman QBs in here who are going to be taking his spot. Kim Walker to a 72 overall with his 91 speed. Still nice. He comes back for his senior year. He'll probably start and will be redshirting Montel Meja. Wide receiver-wise, Darnell Jackson jumps up to a 75 overall. He's our new highest overall. Xavier Lee at a 71. Tyler Davis stays at a 68. Marcus Wright really didn't improve much. Still just a 65 overall, which is really sad because he had such a nice year for us. And he's going to eventually just get buried in the depth chart. Alex Gunderson went up a lot, up to a 67 overall. Andrew Spanway up to a 71 overall there at left tackle. Same with Daquan Hardaway up to a 71. Samuel Lowe up to a 74 overall at left guard. And Rick Smart jumped up 20 overalls. He's up to an 81. Marcus Green to a 76 with boosts. Kendall Fulton up to a 70. As the offensive line is definitely better than it was. Reggie Carter to a 72 overall. Andre Mitchell to a 69. Devin Skates and DJ Dean to a 72. Ben Laney to a 72 overall. Ethan Blackwood is a middle linebacker. We moved him over. He's a 71. Jaquez Blanks is a 71. DeAndre Harris up to a 75 overall. He's now the new highest corner. Jamal Mitchell and Terrell Pace to a 74. And Grayson Reynolds, we ended up moving him from safety to corner since we were just a little weak in corners. Jalen Rice really didn't go up too much. Neither did Rashad Johnson. So it looks like we're probably going to be moving over Blake Harrison, probably just free safety. And then Sheldon Dennis over at a 74 for strong. But we got to cut some guys before we see what our final team overall is. We have 97 players right now. So after cutting the roster down, we're a 77 overall, 79 defense, 76 offense. That's such a crazy, crazy jump from the first season. Taylor Rambo is going to be probably the starting quarterback. Unfortunate about his caps. So hopefully, with our coordinators, we're going to be able to break some of those caps. But really, he can get better in accuracy and some elusiveness. But like his speed and his throw power and stuff, it's pretty much capped at where it's going to be. As he's just a 69 overall, and he's not going to get that much better, which is unfortunate. But his accuracy will improve, so that means he's still a startable, playable player. BJ Brahms is the other QB that we got in recruiting. He's kind of in the same boat. His accuracy can actually go quite well, and his throw power can go up a little bit more. But as far as speed and everything else, he's pretty much maxed out also at that 66 overall. So we will have a battle here for sure for who's going to be the starting quarterback. But Taylor Rambo is going to start off as he has a little bit better passing stats right out the gate. So he will be the number 1 QB to start the season. Cam Walker has legit no caps at all, which is absurd. But Montel Meja, he's at a 69 overall. He will be being redshirt this year. Elite Dev, and he has barely any caps. I mean, he has some caps for quickness and elusiveness, but other than that, he could really be a good player for us. Anthony Allen, he is going to start as the power back for us in this upcoming year. I don't think I'm worried about redshirting him since he's normal dev. Adam Randall, super pumped about him. This guy looks like a beast. Legit no caps, period, on this guy. He is a senior, though, so he's not going to get that much better. But hey, a 77 overall receiver is such an insane boost from last year. Vernon Lyle's another guy that we got in recruiting. He is a freshman popping in here. He's going to be a starter, and he's got a decent amount of caps, but he should be a quality role player for us. Evan Rhodes, also one of those speedster wide receivers. He's going to get decently better in his route running and stuff, but his speed's already maxed and his elusiveness is maxed. It's just kind of unfortunate for our deep threat guy, but still excited to have him on the squad. Ron Marshall, guy we moved over to tight end. He has a lot of caps. Jeez. Really can only get better at blocking, so he's probably not going to be that much better ever, but still be an improvement from what we had last year. Zaire Patterson, yeah, basically no caps at all. Love that for the edge rusher. Deshaun Con, does he look like a homeless man? Okay, but anywho, he has some caps, but he should be a quality role player for us. Chase Simmons has actually surprisingly a solid amount of caps, and he's normal dev, which is unlucky. Jared Moma, impact dev for this lineman, and a solid amount of caps. Vic Burley, definitely going to need a nickname for this guy, as he looks like he's going to be a beast for years to come. He's got 90 power moves as a freshman. Oh, yeah, this guy's going to be nice. This guy's going to be real nice. Or I guess he's a sophomore now. Nick Campbell, though, he also comes in with barely any skill caps. I really like how we fixed our defensive line. I mean, we have a completely transfer portal defensive line. Hopefully that helps us significantly. Wyatt Wright also in that front 8, that he's a transfer guy in here too. So he's a pass coverage guy. Barely any caps. Can't be a good pass rusher, though, by any means. But everything else, he should be able to upgrade quite a bit in, including his speed. Caden Sullivan, one of the other transfer guys that we got in here. He's actually pretty close to his caps, though. DeAndre Harris is going to be the number 1 corner. He has quite a lot of caps, so he is not going to be that great. Jamal Mitchell's kind of boosted himself up quite a bit there. Tyrell Davis was a safety. We ended up moving him over to corner in hopes that he helps us out quite a bit. Grayson Reynolds also was a safety. We also moved him to corner since we were so thin in corners. And Billy Turner was that other elite dev player that we got. And he has hardly any caps. This man could be an absolute legend of a corner for us. With Road Dog and winning time, blanket coverage, jammer, house call, ball hawk, knockout. Yeah, this guy might be a legend. Him and Montel Meja are going to be the faces of West Carolina for a few seasons. Blake Harrison, we ended up moving him over to safety from linebacker. He actually plays pretty good at safety, and he has barely any caps. But Cam Walker is going to be set as the offensive captain for this upcoming season. I think he's earned it over the course of the year. And Sheldon Dennis, I think we're going to set as the defensive captain, at least for the start of this season. And we'll see how it goes for next year. But that's going to end it for this first season of West Carolina University. Disappointing end, but hey, what were we really going to expect? Were we going to win a bowl game? No, not year 1. But hey, we built quite the roster in just 1 season. Season 2 is looking much, much better. So let's see how it goes. But until then, why don't you guys check out one of these videos?